Whiskey Thoughts and Tater Tots. Today we're looking at Elijah Craig Straight Rye. Review, price, MSRP, secondary. Let's dive right in. Elijah Craig Straight Rye. Considered the father of bourbon, 1789, a Baptist preacher, was the first to put whiskey into oak. It was said that was by mistake, and obviously thousands, millions of bottles of bourbon later, we have this wonderful product. This is the first rye from Elijah Craig, and they honestly knocked it out of the park. MSRP on this is around $27.99. You're seeing it just come in the spring of 2021, and it's limited at first, but then as they really ramp it up, it's going to be easily available. Ready to dive right in?
I know.
So, Aaron is fairly new. You don't drink a lot of whiskey or bourbon. Your favorite is Buffalo Trace, right?
Buffalo Trace guy, yep.
Which, one of those, you can still pretty much find it a little tough. But I would say this is like a very nice, like Elijah Craig small batch. My favorite beginner bourbon, and especially the store picks, I love to collect because it is like around like the sub $30 range. It's a very affordable and easy drinking bourbon. The thing I love on this, so we'll go through the nose, taste, and then of course tater tots and comparison to other ryes. The thing that I love, to right off the nose, it's gonna be very easy drinking. That butter, like as it like their official PR states, getting right on there, and it is like it's a little sweeter to me, like almost vanilla edging, like on a caramel. What do you think?
It just seems really light in color, and pretty light scent, to be honest. Not much to it. But yeah, definitely gives the allure that it's going to go down nice and easy.
And as you mentioned, it's got like a lighter color. It's still, it doesn't smell like a very young, just whiskey overall. Like it smells like it's fairly well developed. I mean, you're getting a nice, beautiful kind of like the spice that ryes have, and like a lighter spice profile, like that black pepper on there. And ryes just generally, they do smell smoother and they taste smoother, which is like why like rye people love ryes. It's for that profile, and you're picking up that profile. Any other notes to add to this?
I think that's all I'm getting. Ready to taste it.
Yeah, and like this, like a light to like medium body, just oak profile. Yeah, let's dive right in. Yeah, it is kind of like buttery smooth, very easy to drink. I mean, it is like a lower proof in 94. Got a little heat to it though.
It goes down nice, and then just a little bit of bite on the tongue right afterwards. But
yeah,
not too much, like peppery, like you were just saying.
And it does like linger. It's making tummy's a little warm.
It's warm, but it goes down easy, and then yeah, that's good.
I mean, especially at the price, like I got this for $27.99. I've seen anything from $26 to $30.99, and yeah, for that I would say the value, like value wise, how easy it drinks. Like it is a rye, so it's different than bourbon. But how would you, like, to you, like, is this something that you might buy or something you would drink regularly?
Yeah, I'd say so, just because it's different. Won't break the bank, and goes down nice. That's all you can ask for.
And as you know, part 2 of Whiskey Thoughts and Tater Tots is the Tater Tots, where we pair tater tots, blank starch, with kind of like what a meal would be, like trying to emulate it, which usually we do. Our 2 staples are hot sauce and barbecue sauce. The cool thing about tasting is like you do the food first and then like whatever the drink is, or you can do the drink and the food afterwards, and they're gonna be totally different. They could be totally different. What I like to do, because I'm hungry AF, start with the tots.
You went like this. I thought you were going for the bourbon with it. What did I sign up for? You got some fumes going on.
Yeah, so it's there's only one, I think there's 2, I forget what the second one is, but only one solid bourbon that we've had that goes with hot sauce, and that's Old Grandad. And I couldn't tell you why, but it just like it just complements it. Like they don't build on top of each other because like you can imagine like especially something like barrel proof, like that the heat just really builds up. Yeah, that's not bad.
No, I was gonna say that.
Wow, kind of goes together, and like why that makes sense is again a rye, like the spiciness on there, the pepper, kind of jives with it.
You definitely got to go light on the bourbon though, like just enough to soak whatever you have in your mouth.
Yeah, like just sipping it. Like you're not taking swigs of it.
Yep.
Wasn't bad. Moving on to the barbecue sauce. Off-brand, store-brand, private label. Aldi's Hickory Smoke.
So now there's no heat to that barbecue. It's gonna be a stark contrast to what we had going on with the Franks.
And you know, there's a little bit of fight there, but like, I'm not necessarily offending. Like, it's not like I want to.
They're not working together though.
No, like I wouldn't want to like pair it with something sweeter. Overall, I would say that it just doesn't really vibe with the barbecue sauce. And I don't know, it's not that it's necessarily offensive, but it's not really just blending with it. What do you think?
No, I'd say so. I mean, like we were saying earlier, the Elijah Craig has that bite to it, and this is just the most gentle, sweet, non-spicy barbecue sauce on the face of the planet. So there's too much contrast. You can just tell how different they are.
Just chilling. Yeah.
It really feels like you're eating barbecue sauce, then chasing it with bourbon, like no blend whatsoever.
Yeah. Now, just comparing the Elijah Craig Straight Rye to other ryes in the category, I put it up against the Willet. I have the 4-year rye, but they make 3, 6 others. And the Piggyback 6-year. Taking away the age statements, just overall, I mean, I always put the Willet Straight Rye just as kind of like a baseline comparison. I think it's kind of the gold standard for especially not really entry-level wines, but I got that at $45 and just phenomenal value for the price. EC Straight Rye is just meant to be like that, like just really at the mainstream crowd and just really easy drinking, easily accessible. You just walk into any store and get it. Right now it's a little limited, but it'll be all over the place before you know it. The Piggyback I think has a little more character and the Willet a little more robust. I think the Piggyback has a little more heat. It does a little more rough, and this is just like buttery and smooth. And the Willet is incredibly drinkable. It's just got that just very flavorful, deep, just like contrast between like the right up front, the lingering finish. But I'll say going at the mainstream crowd, the EC Straight Rye is just a great entry level. Do you think this is something that you'd stock on your shelf, like just given that you don't have that many bottles?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd say it's something different. You know, as you said earlier, I have the Buff as the go-to, and you got me onto the Stag Junior for when I want to put some hair on my chest. And this is definitely something different that is very drinkable and is a contrast to the Buffalo Trace for sure.
It's kind of one of those like where if you just entry level, just trying to build like 5 to 6 bottles right to start, I'd put it in there as just a very affordable and just kind of like builds out your collection if you're looking to just kind of have like a well-rounded amount of just whiskeys overall to kind of run the gamut of different whiskeys. Now, the price on this, as we mentioned, MSRP, $27.99. You're seeing it around $27.99 to even like $30.99, and right now it is fairly limited. I don't think there's gonna be any secondary market. Well, would there be for this? And coming out in Q1. April is when I got it, and then by June it should be just very readily available. Just walk into any store and get it. But I think about wraps it up. I'm Alden.
I'm joking guy, Aaron.
It's been Whiskey Thoughts and Tater Tots, and thank you.